All right, everybody. Welcome to another Thursday Live. Hope y'all have had a good week so far. Um, we, I wanted to start tonight with saying we do have I've started pulling the audio clips out of these and downloading them and then uploading them into different podcast formats. So if you ever miss one and you just wanted to listen to just the audio portion, we have those. So you can get it on Apple, Spotify, Google, any of those podcast platforms will have those. So if you just type in the RDU Buzz, it should pop up on there. So yeah, but just wanted to let y'all know that. But anyway, if you're joining us tonight, make sure to put in the comments where you're joining from. If you're watching in the future, would love for you to throw in the comments as well where you're joining from. So as always, it's just fascinating to see where folks are joining from, and then it also helps us prepare material for these. So we can better prepare material that hopefully is applicable to y'all. But tonight I wanted to kick it off with a study that came out as a news article that was published with WRAL, calling Raleigh the number one most business friendly city in the country. Awesome. Crystal joining us from Boiling Spring Lakes, North Carolina. Well, thanks, Crystal. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so Raleigh was named the number one city to start a business in the country, which I thought was pretty awesome. Durham was named number 3 in the country, Charlotte number 2. So North Carolina dominated this list, top 3 in North Carolina. Raleigh 1, Charlotte 2, Durham number 3. I'm going to share the screen here so y'all can see what I'm referring to. Yeah, so the study was done by Lending Tree, which is an organization based out of Charlotte. So maybe a little bias on their part. I don't know. But they did name 3 of the top in North Carolina. This was actually the second time it looks like that Raleigh was named the number one business, the number one city to start a business in the country by Lending Tree. It looks like they did this study back in 2021. In which Raleigh topped the list in that one as well. So I dug a little bit into the study. I actually got it right here, and it's really fascinating. So like I said, top 3 are in North Carolina, but this right here is the methodology of the study. They looked at business climate score. So this was hitting on the tax climate. So what are taxes like in the state? You've got proportion of residents 25 and older with a bachelor's degree. We're going to come back to the bachelor's degree point because it's really, really, really interesting. So you have that. They're looking at different entrepreneurship aspects, and then how does the local economy perform? So all of those were the methodology used for the study. But this was really fascinating to me. I know we've said this in some of our videos before, that our area is one of the most educated areas in the country. But this laid out some statistics of how it compares with other parts of the country, and it was really, really, really interesting. So in Raleigh, you have right here. I don't know if y'all can see. It's probably way too small. I'll try to remember to upload this link into the video description. Actually, hold on, I can zoom in here, I think. Yeah, there we go. All right, so Raleigh, percent of residents with at least a bachelor's degree, 50.8%, which is a really high number. You look at Charlotte's 10% lower. Durham's 50.6%. The only cities in the country that have a higher percentage than our area. You have Austin, Texas, which you can see right here. Washington, D.C. was about, I think it was 4% higher, so around 54%, which makes sense. San Francisco was a little bit higher, and then San Jose, which is essentially Silicon Valley, was a little bit higher as well. So really, Austin, the San Francisco Bay Area, I'm just going to kind of lump Silicon Valley into that, and then Washington D.C. are the only locations in the country, at least on this list, that have a pool of folks that have that high percentage of bachelor degrees. So this area in general is extremely educated, which is part of why it's such a great area to start a business. And we'll look at another study here in a second, but the pool of talent that folks have in this area is really significant, and it's one of the top pools of talent in the country. But yeah, I know that there was a gentleman on here last week who was talking about starting a business in the area. This study would have been, you know, perfect timing for him if it was something that we were covering last week. But sometimes we do get questions: is North Carolina a business friendly state? Yes, the answer is without question yes. So it was another study that I wanted to look at. Same concept. Where what are the best cities in the country to start a business? This was done by Wallet Hub, so it's a completely different organization. And in this study, Durham was number 5 and Raleigh was number 11. So definitely different rankings on here. Florida dominated the study. So Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, all outpacing folks in any city in North Carolina. Charlotte was number 8. But even with this, I mean, you're looking Raleigh's number 11, Durham's number 5. So obviously not all top 3 like we were in the previous study, but still, I mean, almost all top 10. So there's an enormous, business climate here that's really positive when it comes to starting a business. But this one right here essentially reinforces that idea of, a large talent pool to pull from when you are starting a business. So access to resources. It's not just for Durham. Durham's ranked number 5 in that. So that's not just financial resources. That's also people, right? What pool of talent do you have in your area for me to hire from if I start a business in that area? And so, yeah, our area just crushes it when it comes to starting a business, which I think is really really cool. And that's one of the reasons, when you look at areas that are really growing rapidly, North Carolina or the Triangle is always a part of that. North Carolina in general is a part of that, but the Triangle is a large piece of that puzzle in North Carolina. And a lot of that comes from the talent pool that is here. And the ability a business can come in to Durham, they can come in to somewhere in the Triangle, and you can pull from places like Duke or NC State or UNC. And there's just an enormous talent pool there. So very business friendly, and as long as Raleigh and Durham and just the general Triangle is a great place to start a business, it's going to be a place that's going to continue to grow and continue to develop and continue hopefully to get better. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. That was a really neat study. I'd love to know if anyone who watches the show has started a business here, moved here from out of state to start a business here. What kind of experience you had through that? Yeah, I would love to get that point of view if anyone watches that has done that. So, um, moving on to the next topic. This one's really exciting to me. I know last week I got really excited about Buc-ee's potentially opening. Um, there's a good ways before that happens, but this is opening, and it's opening this Sunday. And I'm really, really, really excited about it. So downtown Cary Park, um, it is going to be incredible. The ribbon cutting ceremony is this Sunday. So when I say this Sunday, that would be what, the 19th, I believe. So yeah, downtown Cary Park. It is literally in the heart of downtown Cary. I've walked past the park so many times, seen the fences up. We've talked about this park. Oh yeah, right here. Official ribbon cutting ceremony Sunday, November 19th. So if you're here in the area and you have free time on Sunday, it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to attend that. Um, and be one of the first folks into the park. Um, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. But they have this interactive map down here. So I think this is going to end up being one of the best parks in the triangle. So, I mean, you can click on any of these and just kind of get a feel for what it's going to be like. But this is the main, essentially the main strip downtown Cary. You've got a little sidewalk here that cuts all the way back. There's businesses way back in the far. I'm not even sharing the screen, am I? Let me click on this. There we go. Yeah, so this sidewalk right here cuts all the way back down to downtown Cary. This is essentially the main strip, but this park is just going to be absolutely amazing. Um, Cary's one of those places. I know we said it in a video recently, but Cary's one of those places that just continues to push the envelope, continues to improve, continues to get better. Um, and this is a great example of that. And we're about to get to another example of that here in a second. Um, but you're gonna have like a little play area here called the Nest. You've got a pavilion and a lawn area on multiple areas. You've got a little dog park over here, which is really cool. Um, yeah, I mean it's just gonna be amazing. It's in the heart of downtown Cary. Um, so I'm really 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 excited about this. But we will not be at the opening ceremony, but um, yeah, if you live in the area and you're available to go, it would definitely be something worth checking out. But I know last week I pointed out a new park opening in Apex, and I hit on it then as well. But when folks, sometimes folks ask about what makes Cary or Apex or some of these areas, what makes them more competitive, more appealing, more desirable for folks to live in. And it's stuff like this. You can't find this these types of parks everywhere in the triangle. There's a lot of places in the triangle that have a lot of great parks. Um, but this type of investment is just it's you can't find it everywhere. Um, and so places like Cary, places like Apex that are really digging into this, really working to improve their area are benefiting from that significantly. So yeah, this is going to be really 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 special. But again, this Saturday or this Sunday on the 19th is when they're doing the ribbon cutting ceremony. So if you're in town, I definitely go check it out. Yeah, but I look forward to going to it at some point. But talking about downtown Cary, this really cool, area opened up with essentially two breweries side by side with a little open space in the middle. And this is also in the downtown region. I mean it is walkable from downtown. It's not as um as close as like that downtown park is, but this is a walkable area. So I mean, again, this is just another example. Downtown Cary is growing, it's expanding, it's becoming it's just a family friendly area. It's a great area. So I saw this and yeah, I mean, I know here in Durham, there's a lot of really great breweries in Durham where you can take your kids and it's just some fun spots. This is going to be really cool. There's the section, there's like a little section in the middle that has an open area where they're going to have live music and whatnot. But it looks like it's about little over an acre worth of space, but a really cool space. But yeah, I mean it's just another example of places like Cary that are just really investing in their growth. Um, Speaking of parks and investing in growth, this article really got me pretty excited. And um, this is like a crazy idea that I have no idea if it will actually become reality. But I'd love to know y'all's thoughts about this because this is really cool. So in Raleigh, there's a park called Dix Park, and the city of Raleigh bought it from the state, I believe, several years ago, um, with the goal of it becoming, as this article says, essentially Raleigh's Central Park. And last year, the city of Raleigh passed a bond for parks. It was, I think, a $275 million bond. 43 million of that bond is for Dix Park. There's a multi-phase process that they're going through to essentially create a really beautiful space. So basically, I know we just looked at Cary, the downtown Cary Park is tiny compared to Dix Park. Dix Park is just it's massive. But the goal is to essentially revitalize Dix Park into something really, really, really special. Um, the problem with Dix Park, which is what this article touches on, is there's not a lot of parking. There's not a lot of areas to essentially park and then explore. Or there's not a lot of convenient ways to get to Dix Park. And so the city of Raleigh is doing all of this investment, this multi-phased process um, of investing in Dix Park. Um, it's trying to come up with some creative solutions of how do we get folks from where they park to Dix Park. And one of the creative solutions is a gondola system, which I think would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if anyone's watching, if you've ever been to Disney World, but Disney World has something pretty similar to this where um next level joining. Good evening, Zach and friends from Raleigh. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, next level. But if you've ever been to Disney World, they've got a very similar setup to this, is this kind of gondola system where you go from like some of the hotels to some of the parks there. And it's just it's a really cool, it's a really neat experience. You just walk into the gondola and it takes you right to the theme park. But it would be something similar to that where there would be a parking station essentially somewhere down in downtown Raleigh, and then this gondola system would transport you to Dix Park and then back to the parking area. Now, how likely is this to become a reality? Probably very slim. Probably very slim. However, there are some big, you know, top level people who are talking about this, to include the mayor of Raleigh. I'll pull the article back up. Um, so in her words, she said the gondola is something people joke about while also taking seriously. Not 100% sure how to read that, but I mean, it seems like it's something they are actually exploring. So she's even asked, it looks like city staff to look into the cost of building one. And it looks like there's a part. I clicked on this link earlier today, and it took me to there is a park in San Diego that apparently has something very similar to this type of setup. So let me see, Rob joining us from the Bay Area. Awesome, Rob. Welcome. Thanks for joining. We were talking about your area a second ago. We were talking about some of the most educated areas in the country, and how that influences, business friendly climates in our area. And the Bay Area is one of the few areas that is slightly more educated than our area. So, but welcome. Thanks for joining. Crystal said, it'd be a really cool way to travel without a car. I wonder how long it would take. Yeah, yeah, I mean, this is, what what makes this not so likely is they also had a quote in here from a former mayor, who said she actually had a developer come to her office and pitch this idea a decade ago, about using his property as the gondola's departure point. So who knows if this is ever going to become a reality? Most of these projects come down to funding. Is funding possible. Even the article in here said, to do something like this would require some kind of bond or some kind of um, you know private grant given. Um, but I mean, this would make the goal of Dix Park is for it to be something really special and really unique in Raleigh, something that rivals other large cities, central parks, and to have something like this would be really unique and make it stand out. But if you haven't, I would definitely check out the 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 future projection of Dix Park. It's really fascinating. There's a very detailed look at what they're doing in that area, what the different phases entail, what the goal is. Um, and yeah, I think it's going to be if they pull this off, it's going to be a really special area. So a gondola would make it even better. It would be amazing. I would love that. That would be such a unique thing. Um, all right. On to holiday events. So it is I can't believe that it is Thanksgiving next week. It is unbelievable. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to talk about all the events that go on in the area during this season. So I know we talk a lot about Fenton, and a lot of our other videos is it's essentially a mixed use space in Cary. They have some residential spaces, they have commercial spaces there, restaurants, shops. It's a really, really, really beautiful shopping center. But they have an ice skating rink there. It's actually back, if I remember correctly, it's back towards the movie theater, but that's already started. So it started on November 5th, which was a little over a week ago. That's going. The North Carolina Chinese Lantern Festival that kicks off. I believe kicks off on the 17th. That's tomorrow. Kicks off tomorrow. That runs through January 14th. So that will be going on well past Christmas and New Year's. But it is a really cool event. It's at the Coca Booth Theater or Amphitheater down in Cary. That's a really neat one. The Raleigh tree lighting is also tomorrow. So if you wanted to go to the Raleigh tree lighting and you're here in the area, definitely check that out tomorrow. And then the other one looks like North Hills has a tree lighting as well. That's on November 18th. I'll pull this up. I will also try to remember. Sometimes I'm really bad about remembering um, to put these links in the description. So if I forget and you want to know where this is, it's the website's called Visit Raleigh. But just put in the comments for me to add that link. But I'll try my best to remember it. And then the Raleigh Christmas Parade will take place this Saturday, downtown Raleigh on November 18th. So yeah, so I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, there is a ton of events, and this is just Wake County. So Durham's a little later on a lot of this stuff. I think Durham's not doing. Let me pull it up here. Durham's parade is December 9th. So you got a little while for that, and then Durham also does. It's called the American Tobacco Campus. It's right beside where sorry, it's actually where the Durham Bulls play. So you got the Durham Bulls Stadium there. You got a Durham Performing Arts Center there as well, the DPAC. And that is where that's the American Tobacco campus. So in the middle, there's this old water tower, and they actually light the water tower. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. The Durham Bulls mascot, what's his name? This is bad. I forgot it. Wooly. I think it's Wooly. Wooly. Cindy's gonna kill me. Um, but he's there. It's a fun kids event. But yeah, Cindy's gonna kill me. I can't remember his name. But Durham does their stuff a little bit later. So that's on November 29th. The American Tobacco Campus lighting ceremony. Yep, there it is. Woolly Bull. Yep. Thank you. Oh, Sydney's gonna get me for that one. Yep, you nailed it. Woolly Bull, that's who it is. He is there at the American Tobacco campus lighting. So if you miss the Wake County Christmas events, Durham also hosts their own just a little bit later, which is kind of nice if you miss these, or if you just live in Durham and it just makes more sense to do those. Um, I might have misspelled it. Yeah, I that looks right because now that you said it, it's wool e bull. Um, so if you misspelled it, then at least it looks right. I think it looks right. So, um, but yeah, tons of this is my favorite time of year. Um I love these events, and this year I feel like our kids are finally at the age where we can kind of take advantage of some of these, and not be crazy stressful to get out. So yeah, it awesome events. I'll try to put the link below so y'all can look it up. Um all right, we will end tonight on mortgage rates. So I try to always tack something housing related at the end of this. Um, and mortgage rates continue to get better. I know it's weird to say better at 7.36, but that's what they were today. And that is significantly better than 8, which is a really good thing. One amazing thing to look at is if you are FHA or VA, you're down in the sixes now. So FHA is 6.7, VA is 6.73. So I mean that's so much better than where they were several weeks ago. So again, I don't think we're in some kind of phase where we're going to start seeing these drop significantly. I think to be in the low sevens right now is probably a win. Um, I do think, again, higher for longer. That's what everyone's saying. That's kind of the expectation. Um, but it is nice to be in the low to mid sevens instead of the eights. Much, much, much better. But all right. Well, that is what I had tonight. I appreciate y'all joining. Next week, obviously, is Thanksgiving. We will not do a live next week, but we'll be back here the week after Thanksgiving. So I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you enjoy it. And we will see y'all here next time. All right, bye, y'all.